Good morning, broadcasters. 360 Seconds news and commentary for broadcast professionals is on the air. I'm Maria Koladova from TKT. Let's discuss the latest technological news that respected experts, Philip Grossman and Mary Seidler. Don't forget to give the program a like. The NewTek Flex panel allows direct control of PTZ devices, audio connections, audio and video mixing, and talkback, all connected with NDI. With these controls built directly into the panel, it significantly reduces the margin for error. So, Philip, tell me about this new panel.
Well, it's interesting to see NewTek, obviously their investment in NDI and the foundation of NDI. It's really simplifying the process of producing shows. As we know, there's this never-ending need for content, for people to consume. And these types of systems really simplifies it, so you no longer need a control room of 20 people or 10 people or even 5 people. You can now do a lot of these things with 1 or 2 people, and more importantly, with NDI, they can be dispersed across geographic regions. So you can have control of cameras in a studio that's halfway across the United States and still be able to produce a professional looking show, something that is acceptable to the masses based on the technology. So it's exciting to see NDI's come a long way. It still competes against uncompressed SMPTE 2110 in how it gets utilized, but I see the adoption increasing across, especially collegiate, and we'll call them, the not the big 4 or 5 networks.
Mm-hmm. And Mary, from the audio side, what's new in this?
Not much new for the audio side of it. It certainly is geared towards video.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now moving on to Panasonic. The Panasonic Connect North America has announced the next generation of Kairos, the addition of 2 new core mainframes, the KC200 and the KC2000, and software enhancements will increase the platform's scalability to support larger and complex productions. So, Philip, what do you think this means for professionals?
Well, it's interesting. The team that developed Kairos from my understanding, is the same team that originally developed the Divi, which is EVS's panel, and it is a software-based, GPU-based panel, and has ultimate scalability. And they're just taking it to the next level, as they say. So it's exciting to see where they're going to go with this. The big issue with any panel is, that it's that tactile surface that they use. And will people adopt it? That is sort of like their instrument for TDs. Will they adopt this new panel? Theoretically, yeah, they should be able to. Anybody should be able to. There's not a lot of differences, but there are differences. But I'm excited to see us move more towards software-based, COTS-based solutions for production mixing, because it just makes much more flexible capabilities again as we go into this REMI world.
Mm-hmm. All right, now moving on to our main event, if you will, the new AEQ Phoenix Venus 4 audio codec for point-to-point link stands out as having IP connectivity and 2 simultaneous stereo transitions with different formats and qualities. So, Mary, I know you were very keen to talk about this.
Yeah, so there are a lot of things about this that I think are very clever, that they've really done a good job with. Number one, they've added Opus, which that is the codec that everyone is asking for because the quality is good and there's very low latency. But the other thing that, frankly, for lack of a better term, turned me on was the 3 network adapters. And by having that, number one, you can connect via a network to a console, but then you've got 2 independent paths. It just gives you so much more flexibility having those 3 network ports. And to tell you the truth, in the past, I've had to cobble together stuff to make a 3rd network port. So I was thrilled to see this. They also support SIP, which is fantastic. And an option is having Dante. So it gives you kind of the flexibility no matter what environment you're going into. It gives you some flexibility to offer different things. And I love the amount of kind of belts and suspenders approach they have with the different formats and the power supplies. So well done, AEQ.
So I have a question, Mary. So, in the video world, we get new codecs there'll be a spate of them, and then it sort of dies off, and you see a winner. In the audio world, how are new codecs sort of adopted or seen? Are they, is it like turning the Titanic to get people to adopt them, or from a technology perspective, do you see the users in the audio side, really craving for these new codecs and really will try and implement them?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I'm a huge fan of Opus, as are many people, but it took Opus, 15 years to get people to really adopt it and really start using it. And we still have people today in audio will be, well, I want to use MP3 or I want to use MP2. And that's, those were developed so long ago. And the biggest complaint against those algorithms, as good as they were in their time, is the latency. So that's where I wish we would see more focus on audio quality overall, but at least we've got Opus that is very good quality and low latency. And that's like the magic formula. But boy, does it take a long time to get people loving it.
Perfect.
All right, well, that's all the time we have today. Many thanks to our experts, Philip and Mary, and don't forget to comment on the news that we've discussed. See you next Monday at the same time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.